Is there a point where limits need to be made? Well, what's appropriate for an in-play bet?
Sure. Look, I think right now in the first wave of in-play betting will just be what you see in Europe, the spread, the money line, the over-under during the live game. But certainly as the technology gets better, tracking data and those types of things become available, there's going to be this appetite to bet on just, new markets, creative markets. There's going to be a big splash to be differentiated and have differentiated offerings. And that's where I think we have to be thoughtful, but we also have to be careful and think about what types of bets are appropriate to bet on versus what maybe is not appropriate. And I think the vast majority of it will be all fun. And I think there's going to be an appetite in the U.S. for player-related bets and things on statistics. We have this culture of fantasy sports and statistics here in the U.S. that has developed over the last 30 years. So I think you'll see elements of that begin to creep into sports betting that maybe you don't see overseas as much. But certainly there is a limit, and things like biometric data on players, where it's related to their health and those types of things, probably aren't appropriate. And we've been vocal in some of the state legislatures about types of bets that might be more open to manipulation. Maybe those types of things aren't appropriate, like who will commit the first foul of the game. That's probably not something you can bet on, because it's so easy for one player to just give a foul and not have it impact the game. And I think for the most part, operators won't offer that type of thing, and our incentives are aligned, but it's just making sure that the right balance and things that are easily manipulated, or maybe things that are sensitive from a privacy perspective, don't cross into that threshold.
Yeah, let's see if I can't give Scott a heart attack here. So we have a really interesting and innovative feature that I referenced called points betting that kind of provides a strange pre-match bet that also has in-play engagement. So what do I mean by that? The example I can give you is, let's say you're watching a Warriors-Lakers game, and the line is 200 points. The total is 200 points. Typically, you bet the over for $10, and it goes over by 10 or 20 points. You're going to win the same amount of money back. With our points betting or spread betting, if it goes over by 10 points, you'll win 10 times your initial bet. If it goes over by 20 points, you win 20 times your initial bet. So you're creating more volatile markets that keep you on the edge of your seat from whistle to whistle. It's everything that fantasy sports should be, except it actually makes money, which is funny. But at the end of the day, because fantasy is so ingrained in the culture here, we feel like points betting will take, because it is a stats-intensive bet, really. And markets that we can offer are super interesting, like how many seconds will it take for LeBron to hit his first three in a game? If you say it's going to take 20 seconds and you take the over, and that's the line, it goes over by a minute, you're going to win 60 times your bet. But these are the kinds of things that will have you rooting for things in the game without actually having to make in-game bets. So it's a very interesting nuance, and we think extremely innovative.